Dear friends, welcome to the second video in the series Jesus Christ, Mary Paul, and the Path That Leads to God. Now that we are situated in God's great plan of love, we will talk today about the importance of trusting God and the Immaculate. When a baby has just been born, it is entirely dependent on the good care of his parents. Without them, he could not survive a single day. Whether it is being fed, washed, kept warm, or given a multitude of cuddles, the baby is surrounded with a lot of love and gentleness from its parents, happy to see him grow a little bit every day. Their greatest reward is seeing him smile and hearing him coo. When the baby is happy, so are the parents. If he feels the slightest discomfort, as soon as he lets out a little cry, immediately his parents rush to soothe him. Even if we don't remember it, we have all been in this situation, falling asleep peacefully in the arms of our parents. Today, at your age, you are able to do a lot of things by yourself, and you will always do more. The more you listen to your parents and obey them, the more you learn to be independent and to behave responsibly. However, for the time being, you really need your parents. The older children a little less than the younger ones, but all of you need your parents for life at home, for clothing, food, transportation, affection, and above all, for your education, which will continue into adulthood. As for material needs, surely you do not ask yourself questions like the following. When do dad and or mom receive their salary to be able to pay for groceries, electricity, the car, etc.? Is there enough food left in the fridge for the rest of the week? Can we put money aside to allow the children to go to university someday if they wish? It is not your role to worry about these things. Your parents do it for you, without your even asking them. They strive to think of everything, to meet your present needs and anticipate your future needs. This is how harmony is lived in the family, as God intended it. Experiencing it every day leads you to trust your parents without you even thinking about it. This trust, which is based on the love you receive from your parents, naturally leads you to follow their valuable advice. Even if sometimes it is demanding, you strive to be good children. That is your role, which is also very important. The love of our parents allows us to better understand the love of God and the Immaculate, which is an infinite love. Together, they are at the origin of our life, and they organize all its elements so that we will be happy. To achieve the happiness they have in mind for us, we must trust them and follow their valuable advice. Our trust grows as we become aware of their love, in the same way that you trust your parents because you have experienced their love. In order to discover the love of God and the Immaculate, all you have to do is open your eyes, because their love is everywhere, and you simply have to look to discover it. First, their love comes to you through the generosity of your parents. They are giving to you so that you can learn from them how to be good children. Providence also allows you to go to school, where you have the chance to learn, to make friends, and discover the talents that God and the Immaculate have given to you. These talents enable you, in turn, to make others happy and to allow divine love to pass through you. The most beautiful talent, which we have all received, is precisely that of being able to love. In addition, there are so many events, big and small, which bring us a smile of our divine parents. Let us think of the beauty of creation, a sunrise, a pretty flower, a beautiful landscape. To notice them, if only for a brief moment, allows you to understand each time the greatness of creation, which God and the Immaculate created out of love for us. They made creation beautiful and grandiose so that we can realize this easily. When in the evening you say your last prayer of the day, think about all the divine goodness and take the time to thank God and the Immaculate. In life, misfortunes also happen. You or your parents may experience sickness. One day or another, you will even have to face the death of a loved one or someone you know. Thus, Mary Paul lost a little brother when he was only 13 years old. Much of the suffering that exists today has its origin in the disobedience of Adam and Eve. They let evil enter our world, whereas this was not the way God and the Immaculate wanted it. But God and the Immaculate could not do the good that Adam and Eve had to do themselves. In the same way, your parents cannot do the good you have to do yourself. Each person has his or her responsibility. If God and the Immaculate do not want suffering, on the other hand, they help us to accept it well and even to benefit from it. God and the Immaculate know in advance all the sufferings that affect us, and in their providence, they allow them. And if we accept them well, they help us use the sufferings to climb closer to them. A health problem, a failure at school, a rejection, God and the Immaculate are still there in their great love, first to console us, then to help us to progress on the way which leads to them. One final point needs to be addressed: divine mercy. Whether we are children or adults, it may happen that we make a mistake and even that we commit a sin. Lack of patience, act out of jealousy, say a proud or hurtful word, etc. We must make great efforts to remain vigilant at all times and to avoid the slightest deviation. But if we happen to make a misstep, let us not believe that God or the Immaculate rejects us and don't want us anymore. On the contrary, let us immediately run to them to ask forgiveness and receive the balm of their love, which will help us do better in the future. And, if necessary, we can use confession, which, in addition to forgiveness, gives us extra love and grace to help us ascend more quickly to all of divinity. God and the Immaculate are love, and they desire that we be loved too. Let us not be afraid and trust them in the little things as well as in the big ones. If we put goodwill into it, everything will be used for the establishment of their reign of love. Thank you for your attention. Next time, we will see together the 3 points Mary Paul considers to be necessary for the formation of a soul. With joy, I now give you my blessing. May all of the divinity bless you, as well as the entire world, the Father and the Son, the Mother and the Daughter, in the unity of the Spirit. Amen.